can't hate yourself for everything that you do. You're not perfect. You're human. You can't do everything perfectly. Sometimes I think about it like I'm talking to my past self, like who I was when I wrote it. I'm more self-assured than I was then. I'm more confident, but not just in knowing that I'm pretty or talented or, any of those things. More so self-assured that I'm making the right decisions, that I'm not picking at myself for making mistakes. I was very much so a perfectionist, and I still am, but mainly when it comes to my work and things that I take very seriously. Not just everything that I do on a day-to-day basis. I was picking at myself for too much, for making small mistakes. Like if I slammed a door a little too hard and I thought, oh, people are looking at me because I slammed the door, I would think about that way too long. If I said something and it came out a little wrong, I would be so embarrassed. But I've gotten a lot better where I can shrug things off more easily, that's not what I meant to say. Well, And I think when I sing it, it's me reassuring my past self and me reassuring myself now to not fall into those habits. Growing up, I've always loved school. I did very well in high school, went to college, graduated. I always liked school, so I think I had always had kind of a pride for being smart, which I've kind of mostly lost. I know that I'm smart, but I'm not, trying to overdo it anymore. So in the lyrics, I may not always know what's going on. Sometimes I would be too hard on myself for not always knowing the answer, for not always knowing what to do next, that I couldn't always solve a problem in life right away. If there was a problem and I thought of a solution and it turned out worse or it just didn't work out, that would make me even more upset. It happens. People make mistakes, and not even mistakes, but some things are just out of your control, and some problems you think you have solutions to and they don't work out and you gotta think of something else. That happens to everybody. And if that happens to you, when it happens to you, don't be too hard on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. There was also a time in my life, people probably still think this about me, that I was very quiet. I mean, when I was in high school, middle school, whatever, I was very quiet. So quiet in college. Sometimes I still am. And I think that mostly came from me not wanting to say anything stupid. You can't look bad if you are not seen. You can't say anything wrong if you don't say anything at all. And I think that was my logic, but that's not a good logic, because then it's like you're not letting people know that you exist. I have a voice and it is important for me to use it. I like how the whole thing is a process too, At the beginning, it's kind of like me noticing things about myself, and I'm like, I don't like these things. I don't like that I don't always know what's going on. I don't like that I don't always know what to do. I don't like that I don't know what to say. And sometimes I'm afraid to speak. I may refuse to speak for fear of being wrong. And you know what? I don't like that I'm afraid to speak. And I think at the end of the song, it's more like wrapping up, come to the journey of acceptance of those things and trying to change them. But I can't hate myself for everything I do. That's not an exaggeration. It's literally some people, including myself, would hate themselves for everything that they did. For the way that they handled themselves in a meeting, the way that they failed a test, the way that they spilled something on their clothes, the way that they tripped and fell, or the way that they lose their credit card. I can't believe I lost my credit card. What is wrong with me? Why did I do that? What? Come on, you gotta be better. You gotta stop. You can't hate yourself for everything that you do. You're not perfect. You're human. You can't do everything perfectly. If you did everything perfectly, you would never learn how to do things right. You would never be able to help somebody or give them advice on what to do if you didn't ever do anything wrong, if you never saw anyone do anything wrong. You can't assume that you're always going to be an exception to the rule of everyone makes basically what my song Human is about. Also, kind of the theme of my album called Human. It's about being human, not being perfect, and about different aspects of life that will be released later this year. It is so close to being done. I'm putting the last couple of songs. 2 of my songs, Human and Trust, will be on that album, and a 3rd song that I will be releasing as a single will be coming out very soon as well. But you'll have to wait a little longer for the rest of the songs for the album. But it's so close to being done, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to show everyone. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stream the song, the link is below for all of my fellow self-nitpickers and perfectionists. I do hope that this song helps maybe gain a different perspective on it, that it could help people not have so much self-hate. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
I know I'm not perfect, I'm human.